Hi, welcome back to Health Score. Today we're in the category of nutrition. We're focusing on foods to limit, and in particular, red meat. The recommendation: limit red meat to not more than 2 3-ounce servings per week. Red meat includes beef, pork, and lamb. The evidence for this recommendation comes from a large population based cohort study, which found that beyond 2 servings of red meat per week, there's a significant increase in premature death. How exactly does this happen? Red meat, including beef, pork, and lamb, yes, pork is not the other white meat, it is a red meat, contains, despite what the pork lobby tells you, it's just as bad as beef. And free range, grass fed, nurtured from birth, coddled beef is just as bad as uh, caged, confined beef when it comes to heme iron. Heme iron is the component that we're concerned about. So, this is the thing that should be avoided. This is the thing that is not eliminated, even if the beef is free range and humanely grown. Red meat in its forms, all its forms, contains heme iron, and this creates oxidative stress just like nitrates in processed food. It creates systemic inflammation just like nitrates in processed meat. And these two components, the oxidative stress and the inflammation, increase risk of cancer and heart disease. So how do we avoid red meat? Well, first of all, let's set a goal to limit red meat to not more than 2 servings per week. When we talk about a serving, we're talking about 3 ounces or a deck of cards. So 2 deck of cards per week is the most you should eat. And you can listen to this cow pleading with you not to eat red meat. And we're talking now about beef, pork, and lamb. So design a meal plan for your week that will not include red meat. That's a good way of not eating red meat. What this means for me is a salad for lunch. You've seen this before. Sauteed vegetables with some kind of a protein for dinner, oats with fruit on it for dessert. So the only risk I have in my diet is what my protein is going to be for dinner. And as you can see, well, my next recommendation is to shop ahead for all of those great alternatives to red meat. For me, this includes lots of plant-based proteins, as well as frozen and jarred seafood. This is great. I've said it before. These anchovies, add them to tomato sauce. You just make a great tomato sauce. It's not like you're eating an incredibly healthy source of omega 3s and much preferable source of protein to red meat. You're just eating a great tomato sauce. Another delicacy, lobster. Shrimp is a great standby in lots of different dishes I prepare, and scallops, another great option. So we've talked about the recommendation to limit total red meat, beef, pork, and lamb to not more than 2 3-ounce servings per week. I described the evidence in support of the recommendation. I explained the harm that can be done by heme iron contained in beef, pork, and lamb, no matter how it's raised. And I described a way to limit red meat from your diet by first knowing what we're talking about, then designing a meal plan that gets you protein but not from red meat, and shopping ahead with all sorts of options, including plant-based protein and seafood. White meat, like chicken and turkey, is another alternative I didn't discuss, but is a great alternative to red meat because it doesn't contain heme iron. Hope you're able to eliminate, well, I hope, and so do the cows and the pigs and the lamb. We all hope that you'll be able to limit your consumption of red meat and continue to progress towards a healthier you. Thank you for your time and have a great day.